Hello everyone, my name is Martina Hotobing. In this presentation, I will explain the relationship between market structure and sustainable development. I will focus on oligopoly, a market structure that plays a major role in many modern industries, including telecommunication, aviation, and energy. I will begin with a brief explanation of its characteristic can support or hinder sustainable development. I will also present a real example from Indonesia and finish with my personal analysis and recommendation. Number 1. The characteristic of an oligopoly. An oligopoly is a market structure where a few large firms dominate the industry. The key characteristics include: first, few sellers, many buyers. Only a small number of companies control the majority of market share. Second, high barriers to entry. It is difficult for new competitors to enter because the cost of technology, capital investment, or government licensing are very high. Third, interdependence among firms. Each company must consider the actions of its competitors. If one firm changes prices, launches a greener product, or adopts new technology, others likely to respond. Fourth, possible non-price competition. Instead of lowering price, companies often compete through innovation, product quality, sustainability program, and branding. Fifth, potential for collusion or anti-competition behavior. Firms may cooperate formally or informally to keep prices high or limit innovation. Number 2, how oligopoly supports sustainable development. Oligopolistic market can actually promote sustainable development in several ways. First, large firms have resources for green innovation. Companies in oligopolistic usually have strong financial capacity. This allows them to invest in renewable energy, waste reduction technology, sustainable packaging. For example, big companies in an oligopoly can switch to solar energy or introduce electric vehicle fleets much faster than small firms. Second, influence on industry-wide standard. Because a few firms dominate the market, their sustainability decision can influence the entire sector. If one company adopts a green standard, competitors may follow to maintain reputation. Third, ability to collaborate on sustainability goals. Oligopoly firms can cooperate not to manipulate prices, but to reduce carbon emissions, promote recycling, or support government sustainability programs. Number 3, how oligopoly can hinder sustainable development. First, risk of greenwashing. Large firms may promote sustainability only as marketing, while real environment improvements are minimal. Number 2, slower innovation if competition is weak. If firms feel comfortable with their market power, they may not innovate aggressively or adopt greener technologies quickly. Number 3, high price can limit access to sustainable products. Eco-friendly goods or services may become expensive, making sustainability available only to higher income consumers. 4. Potential collusion. If companies work together in ways that limit competition, environment progress can stagnate. So oligopoly has a dual impact. It can support sustainability, but it can also hold it back. Now we'll move to number 4, a real example. In Indonesia, telecommunication industries such as Telkomsel, Indosiar, and XL. These three companies control most of the market share. How they support sustainable development? These firms have started investing to renewable energy for their base station, such as solar power. They are upgrading to energy efficient 4G and 5G infrastructure, which reduce power consumption. And also, some providers are implementing e-waste recycling programs, especially for SIM cards, router, and devices. But there is the challenge, such as the companies sometimes maintain similar price strategies, making service relatively expensive for low-income communities. The expansion into remote regions can be slow because the incentives are low in a market with fewer competitors. And also, sustainability programs often appear in corporate reports, but measurable outcomes are not always clearly verified. This example shows both the potential and the limitation of an oligopoly in supporting sustainable development. Now we'll move to number 5, personal analysis. First, from the government action. Strengthen regulation on environmental standards requiring firms to publish transparent sustainability metrics. Second, improve competition policies to prevent collusion or practice that slow innovation. The second is from the company action. First, invest consistently in green innovation, not just marketing. Second, adopt circular economics models such as take-back programs for devices and recycling initiative. Third, collaborate responsibly with other major players to reduce environmental impact without harming competition. And the last is for public and consumer actions. First, support companies that demonstrate real environment progress. Second, demand transparency in sustainability reports. In conclusion, oligopoly as a market structure has both strength and weakness in achieving sustainable development. Its large firms have the power and resource to drive major environmental improvements, but only if they use this power responsibly. Thank you.